Hello everyone, this is Paukshte Fashion Workshop. I remind you that we post new videos every day. I also want to remind you that some of my video courses are already available. Buy them if you haven't done it yet. I would really appreciate your support. Today we continue working on the skirt of the blend wool. Have a look at the sketch once again. There are 3 seams and the yoke on the back, and the front is the same. There will also be a slit on the center back seam. Be very attentive when you lay out the pattern of the fabric. Do not forget about the lengthwise grain. Otherwise, a garment won't be accurate. I remind you that there will be a zipper in the center back seam. The details will be stitched with the overlap seams. There is a special technique on how to insert zippers in such seams. We'll show it to you in the next video. Let's get down to work. First, I need to cut the details. The center front and the center back are pinned on the lengthwise grain. I will also need to cut a piece of fabric for facing to edge the bottom with it. I'll do it later. I really hope that you like this design.
Думаю, что мы еще поговорим о том, как на базе этой модели сделать еще несколько моделей разных. Отлично.
Very nice. I can start cutting now. I need to draw a vent on the back. It will be small, about 12 centimeters long and 4 centimeters wide. The skirt is pretty short. Please, learn to work without a ruler if possible. Don't waste your time. You need to be able to draw a 4 cm wide detail by sight. The front part of the yoke is one piece. Have a look here. Do not pay attention to the angles. Make the line smooth and beautiful. Do not forget to add 1 centimeter for the seam allowance. I'm cutting the center front now. I'm cutting it on the lengthwise grain. I like blend wool. It's a very unusual texture. The front details are ready. This is how they look like. I can start cutting the back now. To do that, first I need to draw a vent. I'll make it 13 centimeters long. This is how the vent is going to look like. I'm trying really hard to cut beautiful details. I hope you remember how to tack blend wool.
Я надеюсь, что все помним.
Do not forget to make a spacing seam on the center back in the vent. It's a must.
Я думаю, что те люди, которые давно на нашем канале, которые
I hope that you watch my videos regularly and learn different sewing techniques,
все получается теперь, потому что
like making spacing seams.
черпаете вот таких мелочей, которые помогают в работе. Если
I show you a lot of useful techniques and details.
потом это
I really hope that you find my tutorials useful.
нам надо, чтобы она
I want you to be able to sew and wear high quality, beautiful garments.
выкроечку откладываем. У
The pattern can be detached and moved aside.
нее файлик. В
Do not throw it away.
понадобится юбочка, достаем.
It might be useful next time you decide to make a skirt. Next, I need to make spacing seams in the vent. I need to make them in the both details.
Здесь была видна линия. Ну, и я сейчас
Do not forget to mark the wrong side.
потом не путаться.
Watch what I'm doing attentively.
Собираете
First, I need to tack the back details, then the front ones.
детали, не перепутывались на столе. Это создает тоже дополнительные сложности. Потом надо
In this case, you won't mix the details.
такое. А я это не
This is the wrong side.
Вот у меня изнанка. Центр спины.
The center back, the side details,
Идет боковая часть. Да. Вот так вот. Здесь мы
I need to measure and mark 2 centimeters from the edge here.
два это
I remind you that I've added 1 centimeter for the seam allowance.
Но дело в том, что лучше потом в процессе работы какие-то миллиметры срезать. Теперь к
Next, I need to apply the edge of the other detail to this line and pin it.
у нас вот здесь вот
The details which cross are 2 centimeters wide. We'll make a seam in between them, so it will be 1 centimeter wide.
наметывать. И после того, когда
We'll cut the extra pieces from the seams when they're stitched with the cover stitch machine.
какие-то миллиметрики излишечки срезать.
Well done.
Так вот.
I can take it now.
наметывать. Думаю, что там
The details seem to be short.
я уже забыла, что она у меня
When I take the yoke, the skirt will be long enough. I'm going to tack the skirt step by step, detail by detail.
И так по одному
Don't hurry. Work slowly and accurately.
юбочку. Сейчас
I'll tack the second seam off the camera,
сметаю рельеф.
and then I'll show you how to tack the yoke. The princess seams are tacked.
Сейчас буду присоединять
The yoke will be tacked the same way as well.
2 сантиметра
Measure and mark 2 centimeters.
линии буду
Apply the other detail right to this line. Pin it, and then tack.
нельзя
Be very attentive. Do not confuse the details. This is the center back.
доливая.
The lengthwise grain should match in the details.
У нас
I remind you that I've moved the opening of the tucks, but I haven't removed it. I haven't changed the fit of the skirt. I'm turning separate details into a skirt.
Превращаются уже
Have a look here. This part will fit Ola perfectly.
в этом месте.
This is what the tacks are made for.
Было две выточки здесь. Вот он. Он вот здесь и есть.
Next, I need to tack the second yoke detail the same way.
Отлично.
Blend wool is very unusual fabric.
Чем больше срезов на
The more seams you make, the better.
Вот наша спиночка. Не спиночка,
The back is almost ready. I can move it aside.
складываем. Передняя
I've also tacked the front of the camera.
с металла.
This is the wrong side and this is the right side.
Лицо. В нижней части
Do not forget to make a tiny notch on the center front in the yoke.
просто малюсенькую миллиметровую.
Here's the center front in the skirt.
Вот он.
Measure and mark 2 centimeters down from the edge
У меня, конечно, такой нет.
and apply the yoke.
Ужас. Не знаю, откуда он взялся. Центр
The center front and the details should match.
прикала.
Pin the details and tack them.
Видите, как
You can see that all the details match.
новые юбки, поэтому у нас все хорошо
That means that the basic pattern was accurate.
совпадает. У нас и бока
The side seams will also be overlapping.
с открытым срезом.
The front of the skirt is ready. These are the side seams.
Боковой
I'll show you how to tack one of them and I'll tack the second one off the camera.
за камерой.
I need to measure and mark 2 centimeters as well.
Я
I'm going to apply the front detail on the back one. But if you make it vice versa, it would also be okay.
собираю бока.
I can start taking now.
Скоро примерка.
When I finish taking, Ola will try the skirt on.
Так, вот так.
Be very attentive when taking the details.
Вписываю. Да, вот так вот.
The skirt is going to be very unusual.
У нас. Кто-то, конечно, не может
You can pin the details for taking if you need to.
лавочками. У меня такие глаза, что я не только вижу тут, а со всех сторон. Ну и точно
I'll tack the second side seam off the camera.
шов. Его буду вот так вот накладывать на вот этот. за камерой я это сметаю. Мы тут посоветовали
We've decided to make an open edge in the vent as well.
срезами, то мы тут вносим изменения.
That means that I need to cut the extra pieces.
Для этого мы по краю среза отрезаем припуск на шлицу.
Be very attentive.
К центру, где у меня прокат.
Notice that I'm cutting them not on the center back, but along the edge. The center back is marked with the seam.
И теперь ее вот так.
I'll tack the cut detail this way.
Это я вам усложняю жизнь. Можно было
This is a pretty complicated technique.
сделать неоткрытым срезом. Можно было боковые сделать неоткрытым срезом. Можно было
It's not necessary to make such seams.
кокетки.
You can make regular ones.
Но я же думаю, наши-то девочки все смогут. Видите, край
This is how the vent is going to look like.
вот видите, открытыми
Very beautiful.
красиво. Теперь, ну, примерно
Next, I need to measure and mark 14 centimeters here.
сантиметров 14.
This is how long the zipper is going to be. Next, I need to measure and mark 2 centimeters this way,
Метра откладываю
just like in the other details. I'm going to tack the center back seam next.
спины. Отлично.
The vent is going to be very beautiful.
С открытым срезом. Давно мы уже в
I love skirts of blend wool. They look very beautiful.
ницами,
Such overlap seams
кокетками,
look unusual and interesting.
и всякие разные на рельефчиках. Технология не
The technique is pretty complicated,
интересными, а
but the garments made this way
интересная вещь
look absolutely amazing.
очень просто. Она и
And we look amazing wearing them.
нам
This is how the vent is going to look like.
такая у нас будет шличка.
I can't wait for Ola to try the skirt on.
Олю мерить.
The tailors who work in my fashion house are professionals.
Валки. Это факт.
It's a no problem for them to stitch a skirt with a cover stitch machine.
Конечно, так не умею, как они.
I know for sure that the girls are better than I am.
Валки. Что у нас?
Let's have a look at the back.
Смотрите. Центр спины
The center back,
шлица
the vent,
срезом. И вот здесь девочки
there will be zip inserted here.
покажут мастер-класс, как вшить молнию. Да, вот так.
This is how the skirt looks like now. Next, Ola will try it on.
Нижней юбки. Вот так выглядит
This is the back, and this is the front.
по эскизу.
The skirt looks just like it did in the sketch.
Да,
Have a look at Ola.
примерка. Это
She is wearing the tech skirt. This is the first fitting.
талии чуть-чуть,
The skirt is a bit loose on the waistline.
чуть немножко в
We'll make it tighter by 1 centimeter.
Ну, на сантиметрах с каждой стороны по 0,5.
There is a seam on the center front and 2 princess seams on the front.
Боковые внахлёст, кокетки
The details are tacked with the overlap seams.
срезом. Смотрите, какая хорошая, комфортная
The skirt is very comfortable.
шьётся снизу,
The bottom will be edged with the facing. It will make it a bit stronger.
движется, отпарится
The skirt won't be lined.
юбка. Делать мы её будем без.
In the next video, we'll show you how to insert a zipper in this skirt.
С чем там подкладка?
That's all for today. Be different and beautiful. We're Irina Paukshte and Ola.
Изделия. Ставьте
Buy my courses, subscribe to my channel, write comments, share the videos, press like and the bell buttons. We would really appreciate your support. Thank you. Goodbye.